I'm someone who has kept a gratitude practice for more than 20 years. I'm an avid journaler. I talk about gratitude. I share my gratitudes regularly, and I encourage others to do things like gratitude walks, gratitude sharing. Would you believe that I used to think that gratitude and practicing gratitude and gratitude journaling was a bunch of fake toxic positivity? Something shifted in me, but I discovered something else. When gratitude becomes something that is more like a performance or more like something you check off your to-do list, it's coming all from your intellect, then it's not nearly as effective or enjoyable. And you might just say, well, gratitude doesn't work for me. I have something else for you to consider today. I first heard of Glimmers a couple years ago and immediately knew it was something that I wanted to try out and experiment and play with. Glimmers actually come from a response in your body rather than from your intellect. Let me explain. So the phrase trigger is when you experience something and it upsets you. That's the term triggers you. It makes you spiral downwards. It makes you feel bad. It makes you start thinking in ways that aren't productive. Triggers are the things that start arguments, that hurt feelings, that create misunderstandings. Glimmers, on the other hand, are something that make you feel good, that come from an awareness, mindfulness, and don't need understanding. So an example of a glimmer is, you've seen them happen here if you've been watching me for a while. Sometimes I will hear a bird sing randomly. There's two of them singing right now. Sometimes the church from the bells across the street will ring, and I'm just taken away, right away from those sounds. I might be out walking somewhere and I'll see something that surprises me. Something as simple as today when I was out walking and encountered a little toddler young boy and his mommy. A glimmer. It just happened right now, actually. I took a deep breath right after I talked about the glimmer, and it literally created another glimmer. And that's how glimmers work. They lift you up physically and emotionally, and they last. This morning, something kind of crazy happened. I overslept, and when I finally got up and started my work day, which usually starts anywhere between 5:30 and 6, I didn't get a good start until 6:30, and then I didn't really get engaged with my work until 7:30. Because at 7:25, I decided to come out on my porch and do some exercising. Not a lot. Just like I did some jumping, some typical lymphatic flow type stuff that you see, moving across your body, up and down, jumping, waking up my body. And as soon as I did that, smile on the face, it was nice and crisp out here, and I walked back to my desk and I started typing like a mofo. It was fantastic. Glimmer. I had been sluggish. And my sluggishness is emotional, not necessarily a physical thing. So some slight activity like that can lift me up. I'm thinking about my friends and myself included who have chronic illness, and sometimes it takes a lot more than a glimmer to make us feel better physically. But the good thing about a glimmer, hopping for 10 hops versus doing a half an hour workout, is it's a pickup. It helps. I'm curious, when I talk about glimmers, what do you think? How's this landing with you? One of the terrific things about glimmers is that once you start opening your heart to them, or once you start noticing them, once you start calling them what they are. For example, me, when I was talking to that mom and the little boy and seeing his bright face and making the connection, I realized how much that interaction was a glimmer. And it was a way for me to express conviviality. And I know some of you probably think that I'm like this really strong extrovert, really outgoing. What you don't know is it took me a while to get out there on that very busy path that I was walking today. I really didn't necessarily feel like walking in front of people today. And when I got over myself and I started greeting people, I was like, hey, this isn't so bad. And then the one mom walked past where I had been taking a break, and I went back her way, and then we just started walking side by side for about 10 minutes, and it was fantastic. A glimmer. So I invite you to be open to glimmers in your life. I'm actually focusing on glimmers for the whole month of June on Instagram. And I'll be bringing some of that into here. I'm at Julie Jordan Scott there too, if you're on Instagram, by the way. But it'll be really interesting to see at the end of June how I'm feeling about Glimmers. Yesterday's Glimmer was when I was getting my hair done. I was sitting there, I had a poetry book, and as I was going through reading the poems, there was a poem about a woman getting her hair done. Synchronicity, also known as serendipity. Sometimes that's looked at as God remaining anonymous when two things come together. Boo! Oh, wait, there's one more thing I want to talk about. As of this recording, I have 891 subscribers. Somehow, that feels like a miracle. And when I get up to 900, I want to have a little live stream party. I might have prizes. In fact, I will have prizes. But I would like to know, what prize would you like? Some that I could do is I could write a haiku for you and actually put it on an index card and mail it to you. Maybe I'll do that. I'll have to, just at the party, I'll just draw names. And yeah, and I'll wait for you to send me your address. Yeah, I'll do that. That's what I'll do. That's one thing I'll do. Please, if you have any other idea for prizes that I could give you, it could be something like a 15-minute coaching call. It could be working on a collaboration together. I usually do that just for fun anyway, but if you want to talk to me about how I do things, or if you see me do something that you're curious about, we can schedule a phone call or Zoom call or FaceTime call, something like that. I'm happy to do that. 15-minute little chunks, happy to do that. And then the haiku. But if you think of something, because I'm just me talking, I'd love to hear what you would like as prizes at that live stream. Okay, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I look forward to the next time we connect. I don't think there's enough bloopers for a blooper reel, but maybe I'll find out more in the editing. What's the other word for synchronicity? There's another word with an S. Why can't I think of it? So thanks so much for watching this morning. I'm so grateful you're here. I hope that if you don't subscribe yet, please subscribe.